It's the 28th.
This is Three Punch Combo. You already know what time it is. We got Katia the Boxing Truth. We got Low behind the cam. What up, though, Low? And you know it's the Queen Micah K. And you know you can catch me on Afternoon Sports Slay as well. Now, this fight right here, Katia, this one of them ones where I don't know. This is an interesting fight. Let me just say that. We got some Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. So this is real. This is real interesting. Keith to me has always been one of my, let me say this, one of my favorite fighters that I've really liked.
Okay.
He's very good in my opinion at selling fights. Definitely good at with the mouthpiece, knows how to draw the attention, especially prime Keith Thurman. But before I get into my thoughts, what do what's your initial reaction or what's your thoughts about this fight?
My initial reaction, I'm like, oh, Fundora gonna win, but then I'm looking like, oh shoot, I'm conflicted. Now I'm conflicted. Taking into consideration just everything and doing really research on both boxers, I am conflicted. I am a little conflicted, but I am gonna go out on a limb on this one, and I'm gonna tell you my prediction, and let a little later on, and when we finish talking. But Keith Thurman, I like Keith Thurman too. I just like his whole. He a realist too. He a realist. The things he say. He's a good, good character. Everything. So I like his personality, but I also like him in the ring because when he says something, you could tell it's from the heart. You could tell it's like boxing is just it's from the soul. Like it's just like when I say something, I put a stamp on it. So you could, and when somebody is like that, you could tell they put the work in. Even after looking at his the press conference for the fight, he's in condition. You can see in his eyes, he's in condition. The only thing that I'm kind of laughing on is the aesthetics, the height, the reach, because I don't think Thurman has fought anyone of Sebastian's aesthetics. So that's gonna be a little different. And he even mentioned it, because he was like, he asked the doctor for longer arms, and the doctor's like, no, I can't help you with that. But he knows the areas that he needs to work on. That's the main thing. Because again, boxing is a sweet science. So he knows, like, okay, I don't have a reach advantage. I don't have the height advantage, but I got that power, and there's a lot of things I can do, to win a fight. But Sebastian, I always liked him when he came out, though. I always liked him when he came out. It's funny because when he first came out, he was just knocking everybody out. He has the one loss, and I think he got dropped in like the seventh round, and it was everybody's shocked. I was shocked, But again, this is boxing, and he didn't get up after that, so that tells a lot about a person when they get, when they fight. Here we go. We have Thurman, one loss against who? Pacquiao, and that was on a unanimous decision. However, he did get dropped in the first round, but that was a flash knockdown. That wasn't a real knockdown. You go back and look at that fight. He was off balance because he was going backwards. So he was kind of off balance. Yeah,
that was true.
The glove touched the chin, he fell, but it was a flash knockdown because it didn't hurt him. He got right back up, and then he went the distance with Manny Pacquiao. So, saying all that to say, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I'm going with Thurman. I'm gonna go with Thurman on this. It's kind of weird, but not weird. But I just think Thurman still got that fire.
Okay, you went with Thurman. Okay, I thought you was gonna go with Fundora.
No, that's why I say I'm conflicted, but I'm gonna go ahead and say what I'm gonna go with Thurman. I think Thurman still got it in him, even though it's like how's Thurman 31, 28. That's not a big difference, not a huge difference. It's just I don't know if Fundora.
No, you said now Thurman is how old?
31.
No, Thurman.
No. 37.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Thurman. Yeah, it's a big.
He got 31 fights. 31 fights. He 37. Big difference. Yeah. Big difference. But however, in this one, with age, I've seen people with age, but Thurman still
he looked good his last fight.
I just wish
he definitely looked. Thurman definitely looked good his last fight for sure. I feel like Thurman still got it in him, just like how you said. He definitely yeah.
So who you
I was thinking you was gonna go with Fundora. I was gonna do it a little differently, but no, I got Keith. Oh yeah, of course. Really? I mean I told you that I think I told you that before. Like when they first, like I always felt like I said, Thurman has always been one of my like fighters I really really like. Actually, I was upset at Keith when he fought Manny Pacquiao because I'm like, I feel like if he would have just did a little bit more and did certain things and stayed composed, even though once again that is Manny Pacquiao, a legend in the game, somebody that has great experience. But I feel like Keith, he feels short, but I just wish he, thinking back on that fight, I felt like I was just expecting more from Keith Thurman at that time, at that point in time.
See, and that's true because Pacquiao throw punches in bunches.
Right, in
Like,
angles and
well, well,
mirage.
exactly. He could be hit
Mm-hmm.
over here, over there.
Yeah.
That's not like that's not the same case of Fundora, but the Fundora do throw punches though. So I think in the early rounds, Thurman gonna have to be careful because I'm not saying Sebastian is just not no, it's just a walkover. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he do seem to throw a lot. Well, not
Oh,
seem he do throw a lot of punches. He do throw a lot of punches. Let me just say that his reach is longer than the law. So I'm just
oh yeah,
it's
like
a
he's
best to
like
just
a
yeah.
first of all, he's at that weight class 6'5",
Mm-hmm.
he's a very he like basketball. He's like a two. So listen, people that don't understand, like Fundora is like a two in basketball. So that means he's like a shooting guard height at that division, fighting against somebody that's Keith Thurman. What is Keith Thurman, like 5'9"? So he going up
Mm-hmm.
against somebody that's 6'5" with like a 80-inch reach. Let's go to the Slay Notes 3-punch combo. So yeah, Keith Thurman is 5'9" with a reach of 69,
69.
and then Sebastian Fundora is 6'5" with a reach of 80. So
80.
that's wild. So yeah, he got so much more length on him as far as like inside the ring and like how you were saying too. No, Keith Thurman, because some people definitely got Keith Thurman going night night for sure. Like it could be if Keith Thurman is not careful, definitely because you can see the progression with Sebastian Fundora. Because you made a great point because he did get knocked out by Brian Mendoza in
Yeah.
that seventh round. It was a left hook, then a right, then a left. So that was really key because how Mendoza set up his shot
Mm-hmm.
to get Sebastian. So what it told you about that fight is Fundora can be susceptible to leaving himself open, especially when he fights in the inside. So Keith Thurman is he if he have a great game plan, he can possibly catch Fundora slipping, and just like also Fundora can catch
Oh, for sure.
Keith Thurman slipping. But let's talk a little bit about like Thurman. What I always have liked about Thurman, especially in his prime, like I said before, he looked very good. His last fight, I was very happy how Keith looked,
Mm-hmm.
but Thurman always had good quickness, his athleticism, his hand speed was there. Always had good footwork. To me, one other thing that's really good with Keith Thurman too, he's always been a very high quality counter puncher. His counter punching ability, so I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he could definitely counter Fundora, especially when Fundora, because Fundora likes to fight in that inside. He don't like to utilize his reach, but that's one thing he has gotten better. He's consistently worked on his jab, but he still can be inconsistent at times, especially when he get tired. He's disciplined, but once you get a little tired and you get down to them later rounds, and then you start seeing other things, and if Keith Thurman will be able to adjust properly and see when Fundora leaves those holes or has those little mistakes, that's when it's time, you know, he could terrorize Fundora,
Mm-hmm.
go to the body. I feel like, listen, Keith, you gotta go to the body, tap him up
Mm-hmm.
real good this fight. Go to the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. Keith seems to have good. He seems like he had a good game plan, and that's what he gonna need a good game plan. And I think with his wisdom, I think he's gonna pull it off. But to your point, Fundora do like to fight in the inside. And I mean, I don't know, why, but he don't use his reach. Maybe that's something he's working on. Say, okay, I'm gonna use my reach. But again, when you talk about his aesthetics and his makeup, and he's 6'5", that's good and that's bad too. In like in the boxing ring, only because you can only put so much on. Like you so tall, you can only in his frame too. He's not like a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Heavyweight can play around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he can only do so much with his body. He can
Mm-hmm.
only go so far with his
Mm-hmm.
body. You see what I'm saying? So that's what concerns me, especially with the last fight. He went to 7, and then the older you get, you cannot put. Everybody's not a Pacquiao. You know, and then because Pacquiao's shorter too, you got to take that into consideration. This guy taller, more. And this just plays a good part for us. The output of punches. You can't always keep up that same momentum. He might be able to because he probably learned his lesson. I'm not sure, but
You talking about Fundora?
I'm talking about Fundora because it's
Yeah, he's definitely shown progression. You could tell he's learned, he's made certain adjustments, he's evolved. Like I said, he's utilized his jab more. He's more disciplined in certain areas. You could tell he has gained a lot of experience inside the ring. And to your point too, like one thing that's Fundora is scary about too, he will unleash the combinations. Will be
he'll take
deadly.
the risk. He'll definitely take the risk.
He definitely
He
takes
take the
the risk.
risk.
He got
Yes.
good pop too. He
And that's
definitely
gonna be
got good
dangerous
pop.
against somebody like Thurman because listening to Thurman, it's like Thurman already have a blueprint. Like he already have the blueprint. It's like in his head, and I know for sure when somebody talk like that, it's like and like he said, what did he say? It was so funny. He said, what did he say? This might have to steal this though. I'm gonna steal this one. He going, what did he say? He say, he said he delivered better than Amazon. I'm like, oh damn. We talking like that. I mean, I know.
Yeah,
He right. I think he right. I think he's ready
Nah,
for this.
Thurman talking good, but some of us that's Thurman fans, we like you gotta you saying that because you let us down a little bit, Thurman. So with this one, you gotta really you saying you gonna deliver, so you need to make sure you deliver. But this ain't no joke, cause Fundora definitely, and you could tell too he's very courageous, he's willing to take risks, and he take pain. We know Tim Zoo, that was one of the wildest. The first one before the rematch was crazy. It was like blood everywhere. So we know that Fundora is okay. If he's able to, he gonna come back, he gonna get back up, because let's keep in mind, even when he fought Lubin, so Fundora definitely can take a lot of punishment. He gonna still keep going. And so listen, Thurman, because I'm really rooting for Thurman. Not saying I don't like Fundora, but Thurman, you need to make sure you don't drop your hands. Just apply that calculated pressure. Make sure you have a high activity rate, but still stay really stay really on point with everything. Use your IQ, and just be real strategic. Like you said, make sure you follow the game plan. I feel like this is Keith Thurman moment. This is for the OGs. You're old. You considered a little bit of an old head now. So the OGs. What is you, like a '90s baby? Like a early? No, you might be like a late '80s, early '90s. So yeah, this for all the millennium babies. Like, so you need to put in that work. So I'm definitely going with Keith.
I mean, because again, Fundora got that 1-2. That's all it takes to win a fight. He got the 1-2. I mean, he can keep that in front of him because arms so long. You keep that 1-2 out. Nobody gonna, really, but he don't like to fight like that, And then, it's gonna be a good fight though. I'm still going with Keith Thurman.
This is a dangerous fight for
even
sure.
though Fundora, I just think I saw some in that last fight, and I don't know. I'm going with
who did Fundora fight again? His last fight was Fundora.
Some people could some people, yeah. I'm going with Thurman. I mean, I have to see. I'm going with Thurman.
Well, who was his last fight? His last fight was Tim Zoo, because he won both of his last fights. Okay, yeah, Tim Zoo and then Cordell Booker. So okay, so we'll see. And then Keith Thurman looked very good in his last fight as well. He got the TKO against Brock Jarvis. So yeah, this is one of them fights where you just never know. It's really timing. That one hit, Fundora get that one hit off on Keith, or Keith get that one hit on. So this could really be one of them either way. Yeah,
that's it for sure. But I'm going with Thurman on this one.
Me too.
It might take the distance for him to get the job done. And it might happen inside because I don't see that happening with them overhand rights unless I saw you throw on the TV. I don't think that's gonna land nowhere. That reach is ridiculous. Again, he never fought no one of that aesthetic as far as Fundora, but I'm going with Thurman. So what's this, March 28th?
Yep.
Where's this fight at? In MGM. Is that MGM actually? Gonna be on? Where's it gonna be on?
I'm not for
Amazon
sure.
Amazon Prime pay-per-view.
Oh, yep, it is gonna be on Prime.
Amazon
yep.
Prime pay-per-view. Yep. March 28th, MGM Grand.
Okay, 3-punch combo. So you heard our thoughts. We both going with Thurman. So who y'all going with? Who do you think, like, For sure, for sure. Who you think gonna get the W? Do you think it's gonna be Fundora or do you think it's gonna be Thurman? So let us know. You already know what time it is. It's the Queen Micah K. It's Continue the Boxing Truth. We got low behind the cam. You know, once again, what time it is. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that like and that notification bell. All right.